As we discuss about the basic property of a data, and the first point comes in mind is the central tendency. So what is a central tendency? Central tendency is basically it is about the accuracy of the data. What is accuracy? Now take this example. For example, a person is weighing 80 kg, which is the true weight of his. Now using any measuring instrument, we take 5 readings. Note that if you take the average of these 5 numbers, it will come 80. Average will come equal to 80. So therefore, the average of data is matching exactly with the true weight. So we will see that the measurement system here is 100% accurate. Or in other words, the property of the data of remaining towards a particular center is called the central tendency. How much centered it is, basically that is the measure of central tendency or accuracy. So formally we have three measures: mean, median and mode for central tendency. What is a mean? Simple average, like we see here, 100 plus 70 plus 100 plus 70 plus 60 divided by 5. This will be 80. This is called simple average or mean. Median will come when you will order the data in either in ascending or in descending order. Like if you order this data in an ascending order, then it will be 60, 70, 70, 100 and 100. Now you have to pick the center of this sequence, which is in this case 70. So median of this data is 70. And what is mode? Mode is the observation that is having the highest frequency like of occurrence. Like in this case you can see 70 is occurring 2 times and 100 is also occurring 2 times. So this particular data has two modes, 70 and 100 both. The next property is dispersion, and the dispersion is always about the precision, like how much the data is dispersed. We take the same example of the previous case. Now note that although the average was 80 for the 5 readings, the maximum value of the reading is 100 and the minimum is 60. So such a wide range of variation is there, minimum from 60 to 100. So we will say that this particular data is highly dispersed. It may be accurate, but it is not precise. So the formal measures are range, that in this case the maximum minus minimum 40 will be the range in this particular case. Then standard deviation, we will use these two particular formula or expressions for calculating the standard deviation. This is for population and this is for sample. In case of population, in the denominator we will use the sample population size, and for the sample standard deviation in the denominator we will use sample size minus 1, and variance is simply the square of standard deviation. Now another important aspect in this case is the coefficient of variation. Sometimes the standard deviation or variance may not be the appropriate measure. Why? Because in case of comparison between more than one data, if the nature of the data are same, like same variables are being measured, but the absolute values are different. Like one example is share price. If you are comparing share prices of two firms from the same industry, you can see that the difference is, for example, one share price may be $15 per share, another will be maybe $100 per share. Now you cannot directly use standard deviation in this case. It is better to use a ratio measure, which is absolute, not absolute, relative measure, which is standard coefficient of variation. Basically it is the ratio between standard deviation and mean. Now we will see how we can calculate these things. Basically the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance and coefficient of variation using Excel. For that matter, I have downloaded a particular data from this particular site. You can also download this for practice and follow the next slides. Now if you go to the given link, you will find this data. This data is about the taxable benefit of some employees of some company. In the first column they have put the employee name, and in the second column the benefits are there. So in order to deal with the address data, I delete some of the initial rows and I rename this column as benefits. Now we will compute each of the central tendency and dispersion measures here. Like for mean, we will use average function for the entire range of data, which is this B2 to B86. We can use the median function for the same range to calculate the median. For mode also we have a mode function. Max is used for maximum value in this particular range, and mean is used for the minimum value, and the range is a difference between max and mean, as we have discussed earlier. Now for standard deviation, as we know, we have two formula. One is for population and another one is for sample. So for population we use STDV.P formula, and for the same range this is the population standard deviation. And if we use STDV.S for the same range, we get the sample standard deviation. Variances are simply square of the standard deviation for sample and for population as well. And coefficient of variation is standard deviation divided by mean. Now two important things we must note here. For standard deviation and variance, in almost all possible cases we will not use this population formula, because what we will have is always a sample data. We will never deal with population data for any practical situation. Also note that the mode is not calculated here. Remember, the definition of mode is, it is basically the observation which is occurring most number of time, but here the data is such that each data point has a different value, so basically there is no repetition of any value, so therefore mode is not computed here. Now in Excel we have a liberty to not to use all this calculation, and Excel has a built-in data analysis tool under the data tab. You can just go there and select descriptive statistics, select your data range, which is again B2 to B86, then select any output range, any blank cell you select. Remember to check the summary statistics box, and then you will get this. Note that these values have already been calculated here. The only difference comes in kurtosis and skewness, which we have not discussed yet, but we will discuss definitely after this. Note carefully that some of the Excel version may not have this data analysis, and you must manually activate this by going to developer option. Under developer you have Excel add-in. Go there and make sure that this analysis tool pack is checked. Once this is checked, you will find data analysis available under the data tab.